Okay, hi. Right, I've just grabbed some alpaca wool and I've just placed it on my sponge there. Now, just to make it quicker, I'm just using this just so that, because I'm going to have to, it's not strips. Like I show you what I usually use when it's not alpaca, and you'll see what I mean. For example, that's a brown, and you can see it's already in like a strip. So it's pretty much ready to go. Whereas I'll have to do that with the alpaca, but it won't take too long. So basically, I just want to get it to so that it's kind of all going to stay together and not pull apart when I put it on the head. So all the fibres are going to stick to each other. And I'll show you how it's going to look in a minute. So I'm only going to put all these needles on just to do this initial part of making it into like a long strip. And I'm going to pull it out. Might just add a little bit more on top of it just because it's makes it, I want to make it quite thick. So this is just a real rough way of doing it, but I mean, it doesn't take too long. You see that? Okay. Right, so I've kind of got it into some sort of semi, you can see that little semi thing. Looks like it's got little bits of, I think that's little bits of the, what's the word? Sponge. All right, so let's get one of these out now. And I'm just going to find like the middle-ish, so it's about there. And I'm just going to make it like a line, and I'll show you this in a sec. So this is going to go about 20 times up and down to make a line. Can you see a bit of a line there? That's what I'm doing there. Now I've got Millie's old head. Okay, I'm going to place here, I'll show you, I'll turn it over in a sec. I'm going to place this, so it's going to be the middle, this middle bit. I'm going to put that on the back of this head. Okay, so, and I'll turn it around in a sec. So it's going to sit probably in the back there. So I may need a bit more at the end just to sort of, I can just use some extra bits just to make it the gap. You know, if I need a bit more at the back. So I'm going to place it down like this. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to basically place it down because I want it quite low down on the actual head and then just up a little bit. But yeah. And I just go along here just to hold it sort of semi into place, and it has to sort of, I reckon it kind of has to cover by the ears. So I just do enough just to sort of semi hold it into place along that little hairline. Okay. So it's sort of semi into place. Then I'm going to put this bit over there, and then put that into semi into place. Quite hard doing it upside down, but you get the gist. Okay, so she's already nearly done. It's nice to have them have quite thick hair. And I just kind of go a little bit along here, just to sort of, this is the that second layer. So I'm just going to just randomly pop it in. You don't actually need to do it too much because it's already a strip, you know. We've already sort of needle felted it into a strip. Okay. then what you do is you just kind of twist it. So what we'll do is actually what we might do is I'll show you how this is. We're going to do the plait, but I'll show you how the we would have done it if it was going to be a bun. So it would have been a little bit longer. I would have had a longer strip, but I know that I'm going to just do the plait, so I only wanted a little bit of hair left because I don't need to cut too much off it. But you would have just twisted it, so you would have had longer, and it would have sat on top like that. Okay. But this time I'm just going to fold it. I'm just going to needle felt it into the see, what I could even do is there's a little bit left over, and I might even use that to put a bit more in the back. But I'm just going to kind of cut a little bit, just so it's not too chunky. I wanted it quite flat when I needle felt it down into the hair. So, and you can see I'm not even using my what's it called? This, because she's got enough of a stuffing in her head to put into place, so I don't go through my finger. Okay. It's good. It sounds a bit funny because I've got glue on the back of the head because I'd previously put wool, glued wool on it, so it is felting in, but it's not felting in as good as if it was just stuffed, you know. So you just keep felting around there until it's kind of quite smoothish. All right. Get all the little loose bits. Okay, so it looks a bit, she looks a little bit funny there, but we'll work it out. Right, so just to get sort of 3 even-ish, evenish sort of thickness of alpaca wool. It doesn't really need to be that stuck together because it's going to be plaited. Okay, about right. So that's kind of 1. It is like, alpaca wool is good, but it is actually easier just to use your dyed wool that you buy, your merino wool that you buy online. But this will still work. Okay, that's another one, and then we'll do the 3rd one. I kind of twist it just to sort of get a little bit of a, it already starting to come together, you know. So let's do that a bit more. This is all very kind of rough. You can be a bit, I'm sure you'll be a bit gentler. Okay, so I'm just going to twist, just hold those there. So then there's 3. You see that? There's 3. I'm just going to twist it and then just sort of almost, just so that they hold together. So I've got a starting point for my plait. And I actually got Millie to hold it while I plaited it, but you can just sort of, I'm just going to plait it like this. And just needle felt the end so that it doesn't all pull apart. It's just a really rough plait, but it just gives you a bit of an idea of kind of how it's going to go. So you just sort of place it like where you'd want it. See? Okay, so you can kind of so I'll show you how I'm going to put it on. So I'm just going to have a look to see now where do I want the plait. So it's quite nice sort of having it kind of on top of the head. Can you see that? A little bit on top of the head. So I might just plait it there. So I can just kind of go, right, that kind of looks quite good there. And I just basically, I used to use like, I just felt it just in the front of the plait, just to sort of randomly hold it in place. It's quite hard to felt because it's got glue on the back of the head, but it would be much easier for yours, I'm sure. Still kind of felting in though, you know. It sounds a bit, it's chalky. I would have done a better plait, but it kind of gives you a bit of an idea of, I would have done like, I'd probably done like a longer plait. I mean, that just looks like it's in the front, but I would have done like a longer plait that goes round. So that's, you just need to do longer strips of hair. But really, you probably don't need to add too much hair at the back, because she still has a bit, you know, has a bit of a neck. But I'm not going to felt it too much because I'm felting onto glue. It's quite hard on the back. But what I would have done is I'm like, oh, if my thick, because I think the reason why there's a bit of gap is my initial piece wasn't wide enough, so it didn't kind of cover that. It would have gone underneath like that. So I would have just grabbed any old one and just layered it on there until, and I needle felted it until it went flat. Until it all came together, and I would have just done about, maybe up to about that stage, because then the neck's going to come down. But it just gives you a bit of an idea of what to do. So just around the face, I might just go, you can always, it's just so forgiving, you can always just needle felt the top, just so it goes a bit flatter. Needle felt more of the plait in, just to, so it sort of sits a bit flatter to the head. But yeah, basically just yeah. So what I'd do differently my initial piece would be longer, would be wider, sorry, and not necessarily longer, but wider, so that when I placed it on the head, it kind of covered, when I sat the little head down, you know, when I did it at the start like that, that it actually pretty much covered that width. So, and it will come up, so it kind of comes up like that. So yeah, if that's confusing, just ask me. But yeah, it just gives you a bit of an idea of kind of how she'd look. Okay, bye.